It's said that Lady Justice is blind. In Hong Kong, that means an independent and impartial legal system. It's a key reason behind the city's rise from a lowly port to an international finance hub. But now some are worried she's under threat. Scores of people have been arrested under a national security law imposed in June. Many have been accused of subversion. To some in the West, the truth is clear to see.
The rule of law has been eviscerated, and as always, the Chinese Communist Party fears its own people more than anything else.
As far as China is concerned, though, Hong Kong's legal system remains strong, despite what it calls foreign efforts to undermine it.
Foreign countries must accept Hong Kong's return to China and abide by the principles of international law, not double standards. They must respect China's sovereignty and Hong Kong's rule of law.
This is the problem the city finds itself struggling with. What does the rule of law now mean for Hong Kong? And more specifically, what does it mean for those who have pushed for democratic reforms? They include many people who were instrumental in the protests that roiled the city in 2019 and early 2020. Some have since been prosecuted under the national security law, as well as existing legislation, including activists like Joshua Wong. Others trying to flee it have been detained in the Chinese mainland and tried in courts controlled by the Chinese Communist Party, or CCP.
In Hong Kong, rule of law means simply to keep public powers under check. But in the mainland, it meant that the laws should be used to keep the CCP in power.
Questions were further raised this month over the prosecution of pro-democracy activist and media tycoon Jimmy Lai. He's accused of foreign collusion and had been granted bail ahead of his trial. CCP tabloid People's Daily criticised the move. That prompted an outcry among some lawyers in Hong Kong over threats to judicial independence. Others argue that judges in the city are still able to ignore external pressure, even though Lai's bail was subsequently revoked.
I'm not trying to influence the judge's decision, but I need to point out if there's something wrong with the judges when dealing with the cases, how would he apply the legal principles?
High-profile banks and other institutions have publicly said they back the national security law, but behind the scenes, some are warning the legal controversy could lead companies to leave the city and put its standing as a global financial centre at risk. Joel Flynn, TRT World, Hong Kong.